Hey, welcome to the Red Sea. My name is Jesse. Before you jump into that video, make sure you visit KoolAidMan100x.com to get custom ebooks and other things that's available on the website. Link will be in the description below. Also visit the NFLShop to get yourself some Kansas City's Chiefs gear and your own personal team gear as well. And also, all the other sponsors will be in the description below. Now back to Kool-Aid.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KoolAidMan100x. Welcome to the Red Sea. How you guys doing? Also, if you want to become a member, look at the description below for that to get the 5-in-1 theory. We'll be up there soon. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it. This explain to you guys what it is. Cool thing about this is that we're going to be jumping into the Bears offensive playbook. We're going to be looking at formation, trips, HB week. We're going to be looking at a play called Deep Stick. I know y'all wondering, oh, Kool-Aid, the 5-in-1 theory, you always have a running back in the backfield. What happens if we don't have that option in the backfield? Perfect question. Great. I know. Trying to get ahead of the game on your question before you ask them. So I thought this was kind of cool. When I came up with this 5-to-1 theory, 1-to-5 theory, 1-5-to-1, either or, don't matter. Now y'all saying in the instance, let's say we run in this play like Kool-Aid. What if my running back is blocked? I don't have that option out the backfield, and I want to run this play, but it doesn't have that, one beside the line. Now, this gets interesting. So this is where the labbing actually comes into play even tougher. So I've looked at throwing a little bit more different now when I actually start labbing a little bit more tougher now. So, and I started thinking like, man, what if I don't adjust and actually look at the play? Like, cause I'm always picking plays and I'm always like, oh, I got to adjust. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. You ain't got to do none of that. So what we need to find to identify the play is our shortest play possible, which is going to be R1. R1 is our shortest route, to the player. So it feels dope, but X is our shortest route to the player, but it's optional. So we're actually taking a hit on understanding how the play works. So let's run the play and see what it gives us. So now it gives us an out route. So he gives us an out route here. So we feel as though, okay, that's cool. So let's look at the R1 route, see what he does. Okay, he drops down. Okay, that's cool. So now we're understanding what we can do. So, okay, he jumps routes on this one. So my best is R1 here. So we found out R1 is R1. R1 is R1. So we have our route here, but we actually taking the risk, see what I'm saying, of throwing that stuff. So we have to understand, like, okay, if he's playing zone or man. So now we get the theory here. So, okay, for us not to adjust to use this play, we will have to play off of R1 and X. So R1 and X is going to be our two hot routes. So now we have identified that. So we have to play off these two routes here. So these are the two routes we're mainly going to look. Our third is probably going to be circle, but square is different. But I don't like square because he got inside positioning. That's the reason why square would probably be relevant on this play, because it's not going to, you see how he jumps it. The only way that works is you have to adjust and turn it into a table route, but we're not trying to adjust. We can wait on that table route and be able to hit it, and that's what makes that play works there. But that's probably going to be our last read. But our two main reads are going to be R1 and X. R1 is going to be your first throw. X is going to be your last throw. So this is identifying man or zone. So this gets interesting here. So now we take our running back out the backfield as our 1, and we turn R1 as our 1 and X as our 2, and our third probably going to be square. But if not, circle. Now, the reason why I say circle might be because we can actually test the streak depending on how it's, depending on how the player is actually motioning out that play. But we ain't trying to test the streak. We trying to test all the short throws. So now he has an option. So now he actually, cuts inside. He has a body on him. So that actually opens up. So R1 is our safe, but it's not there. But we got the cut underneath there. We pass lead down here. So he made the option of that when they played that zone. So now he got that option there. So now he got that option. He got the body in. That's if the player is not playing it. So if he's playing him, bam. If he's not, he's, he'll play up on him even tougher. So now this opens up that R1 route. But if he's there and he cuts in and that space is there, throw to him. Because now you're playing off the opposite of R1 and X because you have that running back blocking for you. So now you know exactly where to throw and how to throw it. Now this gets interesting because now you have to understand how he can actually catch outside of it. Now he's running that out route. Now you want to rack catch it, up the field. So it gets a little difficult, but this play is actually not bad because when he rack catches it, he can actually get those extra couple yards down the field. But R1 would be your go-to in case, bam, he drops back, you got a nice safe throw there if his back is turned. But if he's on him and he's playing zone, bam, you still got him. He drops down that corner. That's what you need to make sure, because if that corner drops down, you're throwing a pick automatically. That's why I say X is your go-to, because now he takes away the corner down the field. Takes away that high-risk player. So now your two main goals is either X, or him. Now this is where it gets tricky. Now they're going to be guarding that side heavy. So now you will have to take the risk of stepping back just a tad and wait for that table route. A table route coming because now you got the block. Now you got the time. That table route coming. So he's going to be there every time. So when he cuts in the middle, because you already got enough people blocking, so now you got enough time for that table route to hit every single time. So now you don't have to really force the throw. You can actually have time to make the throw. So now you're actually understanding where the play is actually doing. So now we have our two main routes, which is going to be R1 and X. Bam, he cuts up. He got the body on him. He got a nice safe catch. Now we have R1 here. If we can throw the R1, he drops back. Now he's guarding him pretty tough, so that's going to be hard to throw. But as you can see here, I'm just testing the throws. But in your mind, you will have, in a serious game, you will not throw to him at this particular time because X is going to be open. You can just throw to the right side of the shoulder. So you're picking back in off for R1 and X, and you're using your table route as your safe throw because you got an extra blocker. So now I can step back a little bit and just wait for that table route to come across and get a nice little safe X catch there. So this is pretty much self-explanatory for X and, R1. So it's not much, but, it opens up a lot of stuff down the field, but you don't want to force things. You want to really pay attention to plays like this because you're working with only 3 receivers, really. You're only working with 3 receivers if you're not adjusting. But if you don't want to adjust and actually play the defense off his back heels, this is literally how you do it. This is pretty much how you do it, basically. You're playing the levels concept, but using the actual regular play as is. So now you're actually playing off of your decision on who to pass to. This is where you have to identify what works and what does not work. Because even if you throw that route is scary because they actually can guard that route very tough. But I like waiting on this little table route across the middle of the field because it gives me a little, what about it? And just like I said, if he was to adjust, 90% of the players will probably just do this. That is pretty much the only adjustment you'll have. The reason why is that because he just comes right underneath for the cut. That's the only adjustment. But just like I said, we're not trying to adjust. So this actually just opens up if we wait on that extra block. And bam, he still gets the same result every time. Same thing with R1. You just have to play the man in the zone. If they're in the zone, bam. If you got up top, black shoulder, that right shoulder throw is kind of tough to do, but it is doable. But you have to really look at that throw as unsafe because how can I put it? It's not unsafe. It's just if you throw it, this is how you have to do it. That is the only way to make that throw. That right shoulder throw it is very hard to do. And the reason why I say it's very hard to do, you want to take that risk when you know the player is being beat. If you know he's beat, yeah, okay. Now I feel as though like, oh, I can make this throw. So that's how you know the player is being beat off that particular play. So I hope you enjoy this play. Take it, use it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.